Well, indeed, thank you so much for choosing KAK TV. It's an amazing Friday here on Youthpad. Shukran za dhati kwa kuchagua KAK TV, na leo tuko katika mtaa wa Mukuru kuongelea kuhusu to talk about matters youth and entertainment. And today we have this one young person who is mentoring young people in this area. Is passionate about social change and talent growth. You can keep tweeting through our social media handles at KAK TV _Kenya and Facebook KAK TV. Thank you so much for joining Youthpad today. I don't know who is joining each other. Ni mewe ama ni mimi?
Actually we join.
So
in the program
tumekujoin.
Yeah.
Oh, umenijoin.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Thank you kwanza, shukran kwa kazi ambayo unafanya kukuza talanta katika mtaa huu wa Mukuru. First of all, before we continue, can you just introduce yourself?
Okay. So my name is Francis Gikufu, the founder of Mukuru Angaza Film Academy, born and raised in the large Mukuru slum.
Kwanza sasa tuko wapi Mukuru?
Yeah, so Mukuru iko na 13 different villages, na hapa tuko leo tuko Sinai. Pia inaitwa Viwandani, but we are fond of talking of Sinai because of the Sinai fire that happened some time back.
So Sinai, Mukuru Sinai.
Yeah.
So basically, you're so much interested in mentoring young people. Eh? Yeah. What actually pushed you? Why is it importantly that you chose to mentor young people? Why is youth such an important asset?
It's such an important asset. If you look at what leaders say, we always hear, youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But do the leaders consider where the tomorrow starts at? So mimi nilizaliwa hapa hivi. And I remember growing up, it was quite challenging. At least hata kuna maendeleo. So there used to be a lot of challenges. One, food. Two, ulikuwa unapata you are gambling between working as well as kwenda job. Because kama hujakula, hakuna venye unaweza manage kufanya any. So nakumbuka nikiwa 8 years old. Manze ilikuwa gambo.
Jani imekuaje? Hebu kwanza tuambie jani yako imekuaje kwanza ya Mukuru that you founded Mukuru Angaza Film. How has been the journey?
So the journey has as I told you, when I was young, it used to be a lot of challenges, but I managed to push through to get even to university. But most of the youths in the slum hawananga hiyo chance ya ku make it to university. So one thing I realized is most of those wenye tulikuwa tumeanza na wao, especially primary school, kwenda secondary hawaku make it. So nikajiuliza nini mbaya? Nini ufanya wasi make it? Nikiwa multimedia kulikuwa na a lot of discrimination simply because I come from Islam. So ulikuwa unapata hata venye nimedress, venye natembea, the way I talk, you know, ile lugha ya mtaani.
Kwani ulikuwa unavaa bana, unajua umeongelea mambo na kuvaa, kwani ulikuwa nakudhalalisha sana kulingana na mavazi yako ama ilikuwa vipi yani?
Unajua back in the days kuna kitu kinaitwa makolombo.
And when was this, because we are talking about this 21st century?
It's still 21st century. Yeah. Ilikuwa hapo kitu 2010 hapo hivyo 2011. So nikiwa kampo manze nimevaa jeans, nimekatakata hivi mama kolombo.
Si ni wewe umeichana?
Mimi nimeichana manze, alafu unapata kani ka official uko na kamoja hivi, alafu you know pia umezoea two place iko congested, mabati unajua vichochoro. But getting to a university, there are modern, beautiful buildings, you know, the atmosphere, the grass, you know, the whole place used to be. It looked to me like this is another world altogether. Actually, it took me time to even manage. After the first semester, nilisema, wacha nikubaliane, university si ya wase wa ghetto.
Yes.
Manze, mimi nili drop off.
Yeah.
Then it took somebody, a student leader, alikuwa zile za, mbona hujarudi? Ampigia simu kaambia, manze, sikuwa niko ase mapango wameivia. Kaniambia hapana, if you want to overcome the challenge you are in, what you need to do is to come back and challenge wale wanakuambia umetoka ghetto and all that. So and that's why I went back. Yeah, that was actually the turning point, because I realized that's how we are represented. Ask anybody about somebody coming from Islam. When Mukuru is mentioned, Kibera, Mathare, whenever they are mentioned, people form perspectives. Drug addict, you know, manene ukora, you know, like you can't make it from Islam community. So that's what triggered me to start Mukuru Angaza, and it has been a very beautiful journey so far.
So how is the concept itself, first of all? Just break it down for us.
Yeah, so as simple as it is Mukuru Angaza, which refers to like shine, we want to make Mukuru slum to shine. So the concept aims to identify the talents. And after identifying the talent on the beneficiaries, who are the youth especially, I want to give them a chance to be able to tell their own story, because people tell our story. Now, when somebody speaks about your story, they may never tell it as it is.
Sure.
So when you come to the program, we have 3 phases, and the first phase is always awareness, making the community, one, understand that we are here for a change, we are here for them, and we are actually part of the community, and we want to create our own solutions to the particular problems that are surrounding us. So I believe that you don't have to come from outside to help somebody from a slum. We people in the slum, we can be able to create our own solutions. We can create solutions to the problems that we are having. So we create that kind of awareness, and after that we invite the youths to enroll in the program, where when they enroll, that is after a whole month of awareness, because again, it's not easy.
So once you enroll, unakaa mwezi mmoja awareness to
Yeah. Awareness involve one, kwenda around, from one house to another, then from, from youth group to another youth group, just in the streets. You talk to these people and you tell them, Manze, we are here for a change. We are here, we are one of you, and we can create our own solutions. We have challenges, yes, but we can create our own solutions. So that's all about the awareness that we conduct.
Umeongea kuhusu locating these talents, Wewe unawareach aje, cause I understand Mukuru iko na watu wengi, slums, Basically slums kuna kuanga na wase wengi na vijana tu ni wengi sana. Wewe unafikia aje talanta, unajua msee ako na talanta, wacha nimlete. And basically Mukuru, the name itself, Mukuru Angaza Film, It's all about film.
Yes.
Right, cinematography and stuff, right? Wewe unafikiaje, unasema msee ako fiti, maybe cinematography, wacha nimlete juu nimkuze. How is the procedure?
Actually, hapo ndipo tunaingia sasa kwa now mentorship. In mentorship, we also call it personal development phase. It takes 3 months. So niko now the young people that have enrolled. So what we do, we take them through some drills, the conversation, 1, and then number 2, some drills, activities that are quite involving, and they are not theory based. They are fully practical, where to have your conversation, like getting to know each other. So as you talk to me, as you get to learn that you can open up actually to someone else, because people keep a lot of things to themselves, especially the young people and those who are coming from the urban slums. They don't speak out. You are a drug addict, you don't speak out. You have mental issues, you don't speak out. You have a talent, you don't have anybody to identify that talent. So during our conversation, we get to talk, to bond together, and get to have this conversation that, Mimi, I'm good at this, you are good at that. So how can we help each other? How can you impact my talent? How can I impact your talent as well? So it's a journey that takes 3 months, because we have to get to know the person in depth. There are people who tell you, hata sijui dream yangu ni gani. Manze sina hata dream. Dream yangu ni kupata the next meal on the table. Yeah.
So basically I was going through the social media handles, and I saw that through the internet, and I saw that you're doing other programs, right? So what is the main program that spearhead this concept?
So the main program is Angaza Mtaani training, and that is the one that is divided into 3: awareness, mentorship, and then now the skills development. Now in skills development, why we have the name film actually in our general name is they choose a story. Now the group that we are training, once they choose a story from among themselves or from the slum, then we work together with them so that they can create a film out of this story. Mind you, hakuna mwalimu. There is no director, there is no any institution they'll go. They'll have to think of a film, of a movie. And actually, upper young people, they love movies. They converge at movie theaters to get to watch a movie at just 10 shillings. For 1 hour, you watch a full movie. So we tell them, the entire concept, you are the person to decide how do you want to go through the journey from the story itself. And now whatever is hidden from this is the journey from creating a story into a film involves a lot. And in this a lot, that's where now we put in our training. So we call it alternative way of learning. You are learning by doing. You are getting a solution. How do I change this particular story into a full action? How do I film? How do I use the camera? So they get to go through the journey by themselves. I and my team, we are there just as a sounding board. So what we do is we wait until they are really stuck. That's when they come and ask us. And we may not actually give you a direct answer. We refer you to a place where you can go and read. So mostly internet, and also consulting each other, As they start doing this, you find they get to develop a desire to solve a problem. They realize that, by the end of the day, I have directed a film, I have acted, I have handled a camera. So you see, the whole concept, you are learning by yourself. So you are taking that which is inside you. you're bringing it out. Yeah.
Ulianza mwaka gani kwanza? Hujatuambia ulianza mwaka gani?
So since 2015 I just used to do mentorship, but now in 2018 when I managed to go on a scholarship to India at Kantari Institute. Yes.
Ulianza 2015, so it's 5 years. Yes. 5 years of mentorship. You are doing mentorship, and now it's all about film now.
Yes.
That is mentoring young people. Umeongea pia kuhusu consulting the internet. I mean, what is the age bracket of the people that you enroll in your organization? Because I understand kama ni mkijana wa miaka 10, maybe hana simu, hana nini, like ama uko how is the process, like kuna computers zenye unampea ama unampea simu yako au anafanyaje?
So hata ndakurudisha nyuma kiasi. Maybe where you're coming from and where we are working, things may be a bit different. We target 12 years and above. You may view a 12-year-old as a child, but when you are growing up in such an environment, you are supposed to start actually fending for yourself. When I was 12, I was told now leave. Personally, I have one laptop. I normally allow them to use it on the particular training sessions, but we want them to try and use that which they have, other than mulika mwizi, basically. But even with your normal phone, you are able to call somebody and get to ask a question and then try to get an answer. So what we want them to do is, even if we don't have enough mobile phones within the team, they are supposed to think of a solution to that, and the solution could be maybe in the next 10-20 houses we have somebody with a smartphone, so they get to approach that person, and you have to really more of make a good request. So all these are the things they learn together, and they learn by doing it, because whether you get that mobile phone, you want to shoot, you want to research. So they end up understanding that they don't have to be rude to their neighbors. They start learning leadership skills and how to manage themselves without going to university.
Okay. Ulianza 2015 eh? Ulianza na watu wangapi, that is young people wangapi, na mpaka sahi how has been in terms of enrollment?
Okay, in 2015 all the way to 2017, I used to like mentor around each year around 50 youths. Yeah, 50 youths, that is inside the slum and also in the streets, the street urchins, chokoras. So in 2019 and now 2020 is when I now formalized it to where they fully now enroll, and each year I take 30 participants from this from the start. So last year I had 30, and now this year I had already enrolled the team that I'm going to train, but unfortunately due to COVID we suspended our trainings. We are always like linking here and there. There are various programs still running, and we are also trying to see how can we create awareness besides now the training itself. Right now we have a crisis, COVID-19. How can we sensitize the community? And I'm happy because most of the people that I've trained, especially last year, and those who had enrolled, they asked, what can we do on COVID-19? So you see they're already beginning to be the people leading the way. And then for me, I had to look at various ways that we can be able to address COVID-19. And so far, they're doing something so that they can be positively engaged. Because as you know, an idle mind, they say the devil's work.
All right. Okay, umesema kwamba uwaga unawarich vijana huko mtaani, si ndio? Unajua kufikia msee pale nje kumwambia msee uko na talent, it's not convincing actually. Msee anaweza kuambia no, I'm comfortable, bearing in mind that tuko kwa slum. How is that?
Yeah. So basically, kuna kitu to develop. There is a concept I came up with, ambayo is the syllabus I use. Because in Mukuru Angaza, we don't use the syllabus that is being used in the mainstream education. So the syllabus itself is all about the 3 traffic lights: red, orange, and green. So red means stop. So we start with them at a point where you feel like you cannot go beyond the challenges that are already before you in a slum. So once you get them to understand that this particular problem imefikia hapa hivi, then you tell them, if we start this journey together, if you start learning how to speak about yourself, if you learn how to start exploring yourself, you are able to arrive to something. That's why we are taking them to orange. And when you take them to orange, now you put them under this incubation where they are choosing a story, and then they start making a film out of that story. That's where now they get to green, because they are always on the move. How do I write a script? Maybe I'm not even fond of writing. I dropped out of school. So they realize the importance of the small things that matters in life. And through that, let me tell you, they have been able to realize that there is something that they are good at. There are those who are good at dancing, those who are good at rapping, there are those who prefer becoming a salon or a salonist or catering, you know. So we start engaging them in that which that they desire individually. Yes.
Kanthari Talks. Kuna ulikuwa umetudokezea kuhusu Kanthari Talks. Kanthari Talks hii is a platform, I can call it a platform that actually inachukuaga champions of social change, wenye wana mentor vijana kwa street students ama young talents in the slums, right?
Yes.
Tell us about Kanthari Talks. Ulienda India msini.
Yeah, so actually there's a day I remember I sat so well and I was like, I have trained my youth in the slum. But then they reached to a point they asked me, now give me some startup funds. I start a business.
Mimi naenda pia Kanthari Talks ama?
Unazenda is a place where they nurture, they build in leadership skills in us. They look at you have identified a social challenge in your community and you have a passion and a desire to change it.
So how was the experience?
You apply and then they only selected 5 people from around the world. When you get when you get there, again there is no teacher. You learn among your teacher. They look at the challenges in different segments of society, different countries around the world. So something interesting about Kanthari is this: you get there, you will come back fully ready with tools to start a social change. It's not just on upgrading the slums and all that, but any particular challenge, talk of even name everything that they train. They want to identify leadership and build it in people. The experience was really beautiful coming to experience, because I got there and I didn't have my brother, my sisters, I didn't have my people. What I had are these Indians and people from different countries.
All the way from Mukuru slum.
All the way from Mukuru slum. And for me it was a big thing because it was the first time.
It's actually a big thing.
Yeah, it was the first time I got into inside the airport. Nimekuwa nikiona ikipita, and all that. So I got a chance to go. It was quite challenging because you maneuver all these things by yourself, and then here I am, landing in Mumbai.
Naongea msaka ameenda India.
Nika land in Mumbai and I used to hear a lot of things about this place, and then I was like, oh, nitaezana na pilipili and all that. But let me tell you, when I pilipili uko ni chai tu imebaki kwa pilipili. Kila kitu iko na pilipili. But something beautiful about this leadership institute is that it doesn't discriminate. Unlike in our institutions here in Kenya, where you may feel discriminated. Actually, you meet people who have gone through various challenges in life. When you encounter them and realize how they overcame, then you realize that all of us around the world, we have a similar challenge. When it comes to youth, we have similar challenges around the youths. About the slums, India, we have the biggest slum. So the same challenges I saw in Mukuru, I saw them in India. And I was like, the same concept I've developed, it can work in various slums and in various countries. Yeah.
You talked about also your organization. I believe you're not working alone. How do you manage as a young CEO? You're employing wase, and also you're working in the slum, putting yourself in that young.
You are putting me on the spot on this, but truth be told, it has its own challenges. There are so many people that are applying in our social media handles. People are like not after job, people who have masters. Actually, I don't have masters as we speak. I just did my diploma course and I realized there's something that I can do, and there are no jobs around. So you find as people are coming on board, they come with huge expectation. They see a big name, so they imagine even a high salary and all that.
So Wangaza in the midst of Mukuru slum.
You can imagine.
It's a big name.
Yeah, it's a big name. It's a big thing.
Managing it as a young CEO
is a big. That's why I'm telling you. The challenge number one is people will come with high expectation. Yet you come here and I tell you, actually, I'm not able to pay. The people I need are volunteers, and the only thing I can give you is something to keep you going. So people are like, okay, but anyway, in future, I'm not undermining the project. I am going to even employ more people and pay more people. The whole thing is being ethical and being disciplined, getting to realize that you are also there once upon a time. And now you're in a position where you're supposed to give guidance. You're supposed to probably provide a meal for somebody, for a particular family. So don't take for granted the people that are working for you. Just let them come on board and agree with the vision. Don't force them to work with you. Like when you come to us, people would have said, I'm hiring teachers. I'm not hiring teachers. You are coming in to catalyze somebody's dream. So you need to be passionate about it. And those who are passionate about it, they actually forget about the salary. They forget about money. They realize that there is a lot of learning that you get to learn when you come on board. I believe even today, as you go around here, you're going to live with a lot of learning. You're going to realize that you can learn from somebody's story. You can be inspired by somebody that is no longer looking at themselves as victims. They are now survivors. They have overcome it, and they are actually trying to build a solution for those particular challenges that are still existing in the society. So when you come here, actually, I've seen people, I've had even international volunteers, whenever they come, they come imagining of troubles, they come imagining of poverty, they come imagining of all the negative things they've heard about the slum communities. When they come here, especially to Mukuru Angaza, then we tell them, forget about what you've heard. Now, what beautiful thing are you seeing in the slum? In that young person's life, what beautiful thing are you seeing? When you find somebody who can go for 2-3 days without a meal and still smile, let me tell you, they end up saying they have been to various places. I had a friend of mine from Germany. She came in and said, I have been to places, I have money, but I've realized money cannot buy the peace, the joy, and the happiness that I'm seeing in this particular community. So the whole thing is how you choose to lead your people, how you choose to challenge the status quo, how you choose to show people that youth empowerment is not about coming and throwing something over me and telling me, do this. No, instead, come and look at me, ask me, what do I want? You find people are coming in the slum, even during this COVID-19, and they think all we need is food.
So do you get feedback from some of your students that you maybe empower in your organization, that is?
Yes, I get a lot of feedback, and I'm happy that most of the feedbacks have been positive so far. They've been to places, like an example, when you see a white person coming in the slum, or when I bring in some international volunteers to come and see the work we are doing, there used to be that mentality where when you see a white man, you think of money, you think of the handout that he or she will give you. But come to Mukuru Angaza, we tell you forget about the handout. Challenge that person, make that person see your dream and see what you're working towards it. So the feedback they give is, okay, I used to think about like people should always help me, but I've realized I can help people. Sure. Last year we had an amazing project, that's Youth Venture for Change. We had university students coming to the slum to learn from our own students in order to create a solution. And with this, that's what we are trying to change. Let people come in, not only to give us charity, let them come in to learn from us, to check what exactly do we want and how do we want it.
Yes. Okay. So what are you doing with your idea? You as the brainchild of this idea, Mukuru Angaza film. What are you doing to ensure that no one, because we've seen instances where young people come up with ideas and maybe organizations out there, they kind of come and we want to partner with you, and then they check on the loopholes, then they take advantage of that. How are you doing that? What can you tell the young people out there to patent their ideas?
One, when you're starting something for yourself, believe in it. Even if you are making some failures here and there, because there is no way you will say it's a smooth run all through.
Sure.
If you have started something, this is a vision you have, don't give up on it. Even when every other person tells you to give up, just keep on realizing that after every fail, it gives you an opportunity to check on why did I fail and how can I do it better. So I tell people always, don't give up on whatever you have started. Keep on rising, keep on rising, keep on doing it. You hear of an example of a Vico that is working here in Viwandani as part of the people that we've worked with before. They will tell you, it's never easy. But anytime they call me, anytime I come on board, I tell them, if you are not encountering challenges, then no, you are not rising. No, you are not growing as a young person.
You as the brainchild of this idea, are you sure that your idea is safe from other organizations? Maybe we can call them predators in quotes.
Now, something interesting is when I went to India, actually Kantari itself, they taught me something, that I am not here to try and compete. And you find people competing amongst each other. For me, if you'd come and copy paste the entire idea as it is and take it to Mathare Slum, yes, it happens. Go and photocopy it, probably change only the name, I'll be so happy, because the main goal for Mukuru Angaza is to see lives in urban slums, not only in Kenya, even abroad. I want to see lives transforming. I want to see people owning up their stories. So I wouldn't mind if people were to photocopy as it is. Actually, I would be even willing. Anybody contacting me, I always give them like the whole energy, the whole support. I'll answer you as it is. I won't tell you go and read in certain books. No, I'll make sure that I build you, because you are going out there basically to build another person's life, and through that the change becomes big and we end up achieving the social change. So I'm not looking at it as a competition. I'm not afraid of the whole idea going out. Let people do it. By the end of the day, there's something I always say: the way I am doing it, even if you copy and paste, you may never do it exactly as I am doing it, because it is right here.
Yes. So what unafanya nini ingine bro? Kando na kukuza talanta za vijana katika mtaa huu mabanda, and also what inspires you mostly that you don't want to give up?
You know, as I'm growing talents, as I'm nurturing these talents, I used to think I will only deal with youths, and youths, that is both genders. But then you got to a point and somebody tells you, I'm on my periods, that's menstruation, and I can't access sanitary towel. You will hear of stories. You get to a person, I'm disabled and I can't even be able to go to work. All I need is a wheelchair. So besides just the training itself, we've been running campaign to empower the girls, and that is on menstruation. And so far so good. We've been able to impact to over 1,000 girls right now in the slums. They're having safe periods. They are not ashamed. They are fully empowered, because we run these twice in a year, this campaign twice in a year. Actually, coming weekend we are launching another campaign to make sure that we can keep at least 200 girls safe during this COVID-19 crisis. So we have that. And then basically I do a lot of networking. I do a lot of motivational talks around schools, around institutions, and also around the NGO world as a whole. Yeah.
So even as we end up this conversation, what can you tell young people out there who have the same vision as yours, who have ideas out there, but they're not coming out? There's a lot of as you have said, people might come, organizations that is, might come and maybe copy paste your idea. Sometimes wanaweza copy paste idea yako, lakini wa come up na kitu strong zaidi. Yes. What can you tell these young people out there?
To the young people out there that you are listening to us on this Youthpad program, let me tell you, the biggest mistake you'll do is not doing that which you feel you could have done. If you die without ever trying to do something, trying to start up something, maybe a company, maybe talk of like social work that we are doing right here, somebody out there may be needing just your idea to survive, your idea to get the next level. So start it. Don't look at how much you need to start it. Start with baby steps, a step at a time. We don't build all these things because we have money. Those who have money, actually, they are not doing what we are doing. So start it small. Don't look at it and say, when I grow old. No, you need to do it as a young person right now. Start with whatever you have. If it's a mobile phone and you want to start like a photo studio, start with your mobile phone. Let customers come and find you already doing it. You will end up managing with a little savings here and there to start your own big studio in future.
Yeah, where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, because we want people to see the work we are doing and to get inspiration from that. So in Facebook, we are Mukuru Angaza Film Academy. In Twitter, at Mukuru Angaza. In Instagram also, at Mukuru Angaza. So we look forward to more interaction. We look forward to inspiring each other and making Kenya a great nation.
Anything that you're doing during this time?
Yes. At this particular period, we are training women and youths on how to make liquid soap, so that soap can be readily available, so that people can be able to wash hands. Also, we are issuing masks and we are making them ourselves. So we are distributing masks so that people don't end up borrowing masks at this particular time. Yes, we are giving it for free. So if you want to partner with us, just go to the website www.mukuruangaza.org and then you see how you can be able to work with us. Wow. Thank you.
Especially sasa kuna watu wengi kwanza hapa Mukuru watu wengi hawavai mask. Umefanya sensitization kuhusu hilo jambo maybe.
Tumefanya a lot of sensitization, and I'm happy that next week we're also partnering with Live 365. They deal with the hygiene situation in the slum, and they are some of the people that we nurtured a while back in the university. So we are coming together to create more awareness on COVID-19 and tell people that yes, they may be expensive to afford masks, but we still need them. You find we have people only putting on mask whenever they are getting outside the slum with fear of being arrested. So
but huku ndani nimeona wengi sana wamevaa.
Huku ndani wase wanasema COVID by this ya maskini.
Ya wazungu.
Ya mazungu ya wase wako na doa and all that. But it is there and it's affecting a lot of people.
It's affecting.
So how I hope that more people come on board and actually give free mask, because somebody will ask you, if you tell somebody ebu vaa mask, tukwambia nitabuy mask at 50 bob.
Ama nitakula.
I'll eat.
Inakuwa challenge.
Inakuwa challenge.
Thank you so much for such an awesome conversation. Thank you so much, and for also inviting us at your place. We really appreciate for this time, and thank you so much for such an encouragement to the young people out there. We really appreciate. We are looking forward to Mukuru Angaza film to be a very bigger platform, especially ya kumenta young people out here. And we hope for that. What's your vision actually?
My vision is to make sure that at least in 10 years' time, we have more empowered youth from urban slums that are venturing into job market and actually creating jobs for those who are in universities. We want to set the trend.
We want to set the trend. Yes. Well, as you've said, we are setting the trend at Mukuru Angaza film. Of course, thank you so much for staying with Youthpad, and you can send your feedback through our social media handles at CACTV_Kenya and Facebook CACTV. My name is Francis Ngala. Always keep CACTV.